As we approach the 2019 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos find themselves in a solid position to take the best player available approach with their number 10 overall pick. GM John Elway has pieced together a strong offseason up to this point and would really cap it off with a solid draft class. Back in January, many NFL experts and Broncos fans linked Denver to a quarterback in the first round. Do you remember when there was a time Duke's Daniel Jones was getting mocked to Denver? However, Elway has also been very clear since the Joe Flacco trade became official that he expects this team to compete and win in 2019. For these reasons, the narrative for what Denver should do in the first round has shifted through multiple other positions, inside linebacker, defensive line and tight end, to name a few. A trade down is also very much in the cards. Then Drew Lock had his pro day, and brought the QB discussion back into the mix. And it begs an important question: is this the draft the Broncos have the best chance to lock down, no pun intended, their future franchise QB without mortgaging the future? I ran a Twitter poll recently asking Broncos Country how many wins it predicts Denver to have this season. In that poll, 95% of voters thought the Broncos would win at least 8 or more games in 2019. Let's take a quick look at how an 8-8 record has worked out in draft position in recent years. The NFL Draft is coming. Don't miss any breaking news or in-depth analysis on the Broncos. Sign up for our free newsletter, and get every breaking story delivered to your inbox. In 2018, the Arizona Cardinals were the only team heading into the draft coming off an 8-8 season. They ended up with a number 15 pick, and went on to package it with a 3rd and 5th round pick to move up and take Josh Rosen at 10. In 2017, the Minnesota Vikings, Indianapolis Colts, and Baltimore Ravens had finished the season 8-8, resulting in picks 14 to 16 in the draft. So if you go 8-8, plan to pick in the middle of the round 1. Makes sense, right? But what does that mean for the Broncos? Well, quite a bit as it relates to drafting a QB. If the Broncos are sold on either Drew Lock or Dwayne Haskins, they can possibly take one of them at their original 10th pick in the draft. Denver would have their QB of the future, and it would only cost them their original pick. Let's say the Broncos opt pass on taking a QB in the first round, and this team improves enough to have a winning record in 2019. Subsequently, Denver will be looking to be somewhere between 15 and 20 in the 2020 draft. It's early, but many expect Jake Fromm, Tua Tagovailoa, and Justin Herbert to be selected within the top 10 picks. If the Broncos want to ensure they get their guy, they'll likely need to move into the top 5. A leap of that distance would cost the Broncos a future first-round pick at a minimum, and quite possibly include additional mid- to late-round picks. So ask yourself, Broncos Country, which would you rather have? Time will tell what John Elway decides to do in the NFL Draft. I would imagine he and his staff are evaluating the prospect of taking a QB from every angle. But in the end, it boils down to just one thing: is either Drew Lock or Dwayne Haskins a franchise QB? Or are they just the best QBs in this year's draft?